Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
The intention was not to blindside anybody, right? And I will admit I was somewhat taken aback by people who were like felt like we were tricking them because I that's not been our MO. I
Yeah.
actually selfishly like to think of the 10 years that we've been producing events, like we've at least garnered some type of benefit of the doubt on these things. But people were surprised, and I'm sorry that they were surprised. But again, we have to make a decision in terms of evolving the event and scaling it up and putting it in the hands of people who can truly make it better for athletes, truly make it better. I mean, we're a lean team. Adventure is a very, very, very lean team. Um, I've taken it as far as I personally can take it. So it's just about let's add more firepower, let's add a deeper bench strength, um, and hopefully, if it's done the right way, everybody benefits.
That's fair. I know earlier this week there was the the dunk wall post. Did you want to enlighten the people about the history of the dunk wall in OCRWC?
Yeah, it was actually funny. It was like I got screenshots like within 10 seconds of that post going live, right? As did Garfield because he was in it,
Mhm.
and our team, and everyone's like, "Water doesn't belong at OCRWC," and I'm thinking like, we had water in 2014, way, way, way more than will have this year. Water in 2015, and in particular in 2015 on Sunday, for those that were there, it was very cold, right? We made changes the morning of the race. Garfield was out there. I was out there. We made changes to make sure it was safe, right? So in particular, we rerouted the first 2 miles where we had the kind of over under multiple dunk walls, and we removed it because it was too cold. We kept the slide at the end because it was wet. So obviously, we're not jerks. Like nobody here is being malicious or engaging in like some type of nefarious behavior. To use a quote that my business partner loves, like we're gonna be responsible about it. And if it's too cold, we'll pull it, right? Like the point isn't to kick people's butt and put them in unsafe place. So that's one of the things where I really, really, really hope the right people understand that we have a track record of doing things reasonably well. We care about the athletes, right? That's what we built the entire event on, and we're not going to put people in harm's way just for an ego boost,
Right.
right?
We had a brief call earlier this week, and I think I explained to you. I think the problem is that you've done so good of a job, and then you're so well liked that people's just emotions are really wrapped up into this. So the big thing with
Yeah, I get frustrated. I got frustrated during the week, and then some of my friends were like, "Listen, people really care about the event, and they're protective of it." And so in a way, through that lens, it's actually flattering. So I understand where it's coming from. Um, uh, but I think we can win some of the people over, right? And then, by the way, every decision we've made when we've changed the event from adding a 3K to hosting it in the UK, even when we moved it to Canada or moving it back to the US, like we've always faced criticism. But over time, I think we've won some of those critics over. And that's not in like an I told you so type moment. It's just like we hear you, we'll respond to the feedback, and we'll be responsible about it. Like we don't want anybody to get hurt. We don't want anybody to be. We want everyone finishing with a smile, hopefully with a wristband, and coming back. And so this is more about like let's rebuild this event. Let's use it as a great moment for the sport and for everyone that wants to be involved, and kind of a little bit of a rally cry.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a cultural difference too between Spartan and the way that Adventure has done things in the past too. So your slogan of like always putting the athletes first is something that like always
Mm-hmm.
comes to mind. Elites getting paid. I'll have to say that. I
Yep.
haven't heard many issues there. The fact that you've been very vocal about the importance of drug testing, which I think is
Mm-hmm.
also important in having a world championship event. And just again, your events and you just being well liked by everybody compared to a lot of people viewing Spartan and Joe. So I feel like that's a big
Yep.
adjustment too.
Yep.
So with some of those negatives of Spartan, what are some of the positives about Spartan that people are overlooking?
So I think people are overlooking, or they just don't know about this yet. But I guess I need kind of people to. This is what I believe, so I hope people don't think I'm BSing them on this. Like, I truly believe Spartan wants this to become a community event.